A look at your morning consumer news. We'll send it over now to News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett.
All right, and away we go here. Dangerously cold conditions in the forecast for you. And as you get into it, you're looking at today going into Tuesday as well. You're also going to hold on to the wind chill as low as -40. We already know that. And of course, all the locations are in this process. We'll also see today as we get into it here, bitter cold conditions of -35 to plus. In fact, we'll also see plus -40 I should say -40 plus as we go into tomorrow as well. This is going to be one of those things which is pretty dangerous out there. You don't want to get your car stalled. You don't want to be out there unnecessarily. And you also don't want to be caught flat dead out there as well in the middle of nowhere and unsafe with not the right clothing on. You get into Menominee right now. The morning commute is starting up, and it's looking pretty good for everybody that's out there right now. Not much in the way of snow right now. We could see a little bit trying to get down to the ground later on. That's about maybe a 20% chance. And then as we get into tomorrow, you're looking at about a 20% chance carrying over to a 30% chance going in for Wednesday. Take a look here as we get into it here. We're holding on to Sky Tracker. You're showing you these sub-zero temperatures here getting in the morning hours. You're also seeing the cloud cover start at mostly cloudy skies, then beginning to back off as we go through the evening commute and beyond. You'll also see these clouds thinning, which means it's going to get much colder on your skin as these winds begin to tick up again as we go into the overnight hours for tomorrow. Let's take a look here as we get into it. By 5 a.m., you're looking at conditions to be pretty much -21 in Eau Claire, -24 in Ladysmith. La Crosse will be -15. Other locations will follow suit. As we get in the 7 o'clock hour, these will be like your lows possibly in the early morning hours. In fact, we'll carry over to the 9 o'clock hours where you're still in minus conditions. That goes right into the noon hour. Similar conditions as well, minus numbers holding on. By the time you get in the 3 o'clock hour, still holding on to minus locations up for Eau Claire and Ladysmith. La Crosse will be about 3 degrees possibly. Other locations around 3 degrees with snow trying to get into the forecast crossing the Mississippi. Once we go into the PM hours and the evening commute from 6 to 9, that carries over all the way into at least most of the region here, as you can see, including the northern portion all the way down to the southern portion. Once we get into the highs for Tuesday, you're looking at conditions to be at least -1 all the way up to -5 in some cases, or down to -5 in some locations, to at least up to about 5 degrees to 6 degrees in some locations. Snow tracker is going to show you as we go through today and into tomorrow. You're not seeing a lot of snow, but once we get into Tuesday, you see some of that kind of sneak in, and that would probably be about a trace, possibly to near less than a half an inch. Bitter conditions hold on today. We'll keep those bitter conditions in for tomorrow as well. We'll carry over to the gust tracker. As you can see, these gusts will pick up as we go through the mid to late morning hours. Then we go into the afternoon. These winds are up to 18 to 22 to 25 miles per hour in some cases. By the time we go to the 9 o'clock hour, it's fairly the same. As a weather alert day, as I mentioned before, you have to be careful about this because this also carries into tomorrow. As we get into how this all plays out over the next 8 days, this is what I've got going on for you. You're going to hold on to 0 conditions for tomorrow, 6 possibly for today, then tomorrow about 6 degrees. You're also holding on to 25 by the time we get into Wednesday. Thursday, you can see it goes from a 30 to 20% chance of snow back in the forecast. 27 degrees and back to seasonal averages continuing on as we go into Saturday and Sunday with temperatures in the lower 30s. Back to you, Alexandra.